Hello, I'm Seth Persigel, and this is Offworld Trading Company, Alpha 1. Today we're going to play a single-player campaign mode game. This will be my 6th game or so I'm still learning how to play, but it's been a lot of fun so far. So I'm going to pick, you can pick between 4 different races that each get a little perk. So you can be an expansive race, you can be a robotic team, you can be a scavenger, or a scientific. I've been practicing with the robots, so I'm going to stick with them. We're going to bump up the difficulty just a little bit above the default settings, so that it's more like multiplayer, where the default is manager level. So a little bit between the two. Assistant feels a little too easy. Manager is a bit hard. Employee feels about right for going up against the AI. Alright, so you start out, we've got a ladder board here, and each game you play has a as you progress through the different levels, you go through different rounds, where each round you get your income added to your funds. So right now you're at 20. If you win, you get more income per turn, I think. And then you can spend funds on getting upgrades to your buildings, which stack up. So you can get, you can mine more, usually in 30% increments. You can mine more per individual building. So let's see. My particular perk at the moment seems to be Superconductor, which is a 100% power production when the station is connected to the headquarters, which is incredibly useful. Oh, and you can go through and see what all of their perks are as well. So let's see what our labor pool is looking like. This will allow us to use water pumps. The robots in the campaign, anyway, by default, don't get access to water pumps because they don't need it for life support. Let's see, electronics factory. Instead of using food, oxygen, and water, the robots in the game use semiconductors or electronics parts. So it's important to have those because they're very expensive, because they're complicated to make. We could make glass or chemicals or a geothermal power plant. I think I'm going to go with the electronics factory because those parts are expensive to make, and then an elemental quarry to help boost my production of carbon and whatever else uses that. So let's go with that. That spends all my money, and let's pick a level. Sure, this'll, if I win, it'll give me an extra 15 funds per round. And there are very few resources on the map. So this could get interesting. Let's give it a go. Click to scan.
Medium levels
Scan.
of carbon found.
Okay,
Medium
carbon and
levels of
silicon
water
is
found.
good.
Low levels of aluminum found.
It's important to
Low
build
levels of
on
iron
iron,
High
or at
levels
least
of water found.
as close to it as you can, because the robots need iron and aluminum to do their upgrades to the base. Oh, let's see. Okay.
Ooh, a geothermal vent. That will be useful.
Aluminum looks like I'm going to build right here.
Acceptable location has been identified.
I'm going to build an iron
Colonization build script. Start manufacturing queue.
and an aluminum and a steel refinery, because steel is needed to upgrade your base.
Low levels of silicon found. High levels of silicon found.
So let's see what they're playing as. An expansive headquarters. Okay. Well, oh, they took the iron up there. Alright, so if you don't have enough resources in your base, which we get on shipments, you can't produce anything. So because these ones are not attached to my base directly, instead of sending the resources over, they have to send it via ship, which requires electricity or power.
Hardware upgrade
Let's
complete.
go ahead and upgrade, which allows us to build more things.
New panels up for auction. Bidding will begin at
Offworld Market. I believe that's what you use rockets for, which gives you better prices. So I'm gonna try it.
sold.
Don't know if that actually helped me. Well, we'll find out. We will find out. Okay, so now I need an electricity production, but I don't have enough silicon for it. I do, however, need carbon, which is over here. Wow, this is a really scarce resource map.
The black market is online.
We're gonna need that as soon as possible. So silicon is used also for making semiconductors, and the more stacks up to 3, the more materials you'll get per round, or per second, I guess. So as soon as, yep, it's available, let's build it. Okay, and we still need electricity. Or money. Interestingly, iron seems to be our limiting factor this go round. Yeah, there's really not much of it, so I better claim that. What happened? There we go. Okay. So we've got the basics. Now we need to upgrade our base again so we can build even more things. So the end goal is to buy out the opponent's company, which requires money, which I don't really have right now. And so you can pay debt if you don't have money to buy electricity and other materials, but that counts against your stock price, because the more debt you have, the less wiggle room your company has. Alright. Thinking machines, minus 50% sabotage.
Bidding will begin at
I'm gonna let them bid that up. That's fine, they can pay as much as they want for that.
sold.
Because I know sabotaging is a part of a game, but it just doesn't feel right to me. I don't like sabotaging. I'd rather just beat them outright without relying on cheap shots. Alright, so what does it take? Steel and aluminum. Well, I'm going to sell off some aluminum to get some extra cash. Ooh, steel is expensive. I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple shares of their property because it's cheap right now. Whew, that is eating me alive. Expensive. Not a lot of resources on the map. Let's go. Need a lot more steel. Sell off some more aluminum for cash. So you only have to get 5 shares. So if they build up too much cash, they can just buy me out. Which would suck, because even if you're doing really well trading, if they buy out all of your shares, then you lose. Additionally, and I learned this the hard way, there's this little like colony thing here, which has different resources that it needs because the humans live there and we are the companies providing materials to the station. And if they can't afford their food, oxygen, and water, or whatever else they need, then they will start moving out or dying, and you can lose that way as well if they all move out and the base gets abandoned. Let's see, level 2, we're still missing that steel. You really need electricity as well.
3,000,
New land is available for auction.
6,000,
Bidding will begin at
8,000.
They can have it. I don't think the game is going to last long enough to really need that.
New directives received and confirmed. Replicators online. Upgrade in progress. Stand by.
So normally you get more electricity for building on the upper ground, but because I get a bonus for being directly connected to my base, it is still more advantageous to just build it next to my base. By a fairly significant margin, actually. Alright, what does this take? More steel. Lots and lots of steel. Oh, let's sell some stuff so we can afford it. There we go. And now, because I connected these two, they no longer have to fly transport ships. They get it as soon as it's produced, it gets into my resource pool. Let's go ahead and sell some iron and buy another share. And we'll go ahead and build another solar panel so we can capitalize on the extremely high price of electricity, which is because of an energy shortage. So we better be producing as much as possible. Alright. Okay, so we've still got a good flow of iron. We still got a slow flow of steel. But it takes a full iron to add to the steel, and there is no more iron on the map. In fact, there are no resources at all on the map other than silicon, which I'm going to go ahead and take, just so that they can't. Yep. Another fun fact is if they upgraded, if you click to build a building on stake a claim on a resource, and you decide, oh wait, no, I built the wrong thing, like I built a wind power plant and I meant to build a solar power plant or something, you can't sell the claim. You have that piece of land.
4,000,
a new claim is available for auction.
1,000,
Bidding will begin
7,000,
at
8,000, 9,000.
Wait, no, well, I mean, power. Power is good.
sold.
Alright, there's some water there. Water is good, but I don't really need it. They still have plenty of water available. Okay. So I am gonna go ahead and build a wind turbine so I get some electricity at night. There we go. Ooh, iron price is skyrocketing. I think I'm going to use that to buy out some more stock. I'm going to sell my iron reserves. Actually, I'm going to sell most of my reserves. I can end this game. Let's sell some aluminum. Sell some of that. Sell a lot of that. And purchase stock and win. Victory! Yeah. Alright, and that was a game of Offworld Trading Company. There are a lot of little details that I haven't gotten into yet because it's early in the campaign, but eventually you'll be able to build like hacker buildings or rocket ships that can fly up into space to trade for better prices. You can build geothermal vents, all sorts of other stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing a lot of this game in the future. If you enjoyed it, subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more of this. Anyway, this is Seth Prosigel. Thanks for watching, and signing off.